So what I'll show you is how I'm going to transplant these plants from hydroponics into a self-wicking. Now, since the AutoPots wick up nutrient from the bottom, it is useful to put a hole in the center, digging that out to drop the roots down. Be a little bit easier for the plants to reach the bottom, and it is useful to have something to place the dirt into that will be able to return that soil back around the plant once it is set into it. So right now, I'm going to try to extract the 2 cucumber plants first. So I'll lift those up, and thankfully these are young enough that the roots have not expanded where I can't get them through the hole in the top of the Aerogarden. Now, because the Aero basket has little plastic legs, sometimes you could push up and get that plant to come up through the top. If you were to find that the roots start to tear, it's no big deal. What you can do is you can leave the plant in this Aerogarden basket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower these roots into the hole that I just cored out. And I can see that based on the length of the roots, I could probably make the hole just slightly deeper. So I'll take out a little bit more of this cocoa and perlite. And you could tell from this trowel depth that that is a fairly deep hole. So I'm going to lower the cucumber plants, the 2 of those, into it until they reach about the top of the Aerogarden basket. It's like most times that you're having to plant out or transplant, you do not want to bury this too deep or too high. So now I'm just going to pick up the mix with my hands and start to backfill around the plant. Any residual cocoa and perlite in the tray here can be just dumped into the container. So what I'll do is finish filling out around the plant. Let's set that trowel down for now. Don't worry if you happen to get grow media over the top of the plant. It is fairly simple just to brush it off. We'll get it underneath, press down a little bit, make sure that that wicking action is sufficient for the needs of those cucumbers. Sets all female flowers, no need for pollination, so it's a perfect choice for growing indoors. The process is going to be the same for the summer squash plant that is in the Aerogarden. It is a early prolific yellow straight-neck summer squash. And previous to this, I grew a zucchini plant that was self-pollinated for 172 days and ended up with probably close to 80 zucchini off of that. Prolific squash, of course, is not self-pollinating, so I may have to do a little bit of manual pollination using a brush. Now, the roots on this squash plant are not as heavy as what was on the cucumbers. Question is, should I leave it in? I think I will, because I don't want to damage any of these fine feeder roots. So we'll just drop those in. And same as before. I may have to give these 2 plants an initial water from the top just to help get them established. But based on the length of the roots in this self-wicking container, it should not take long for either one to have roots that reach down to the bottom and start to pull nutrients from the reservoir that I have to the side that has hydroponic nutrient in it. You can see that it's not a perfectly clean solution for indoor growing. There is a little bit of grow media on the floor. Very nice to have a cordless vacuum that I can run and try to clean up after doing something like this. And here you have it. I've got the cucumbers and the summer squash transplanted from the hydroponics into the self-wicking containers. It will be time to set up the nutrients in the reservoir, as well as set the timers for the Osree and also the Mars Hydro lights that will be used over these two plants.